Hello, how are you? Today I will tell you about the topic, Treaty of Hudaybiyyah. The Treaty of Hudaybiyyah, which occurred in 628 CE, 6H, stands as one of the most pivotal turning points in Islamic history. The event began when Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, had a dream that he was entering the Kaaba to perform Umrah, pilgrimage. Acting on this vision, he set out from Medina with approximately 1,400 companions. To prove their intentions were purely religious and not military, the Muslims traveled in the state of Ihram, sacred white garments, and brought 70 camels for sacrifice, carrying only travelers' swords which were kept in their sheaths. As they approached Mecca, the Quraysh, the ruling tribe of Mecca, felt threatened and sent a cavalry of 200 men to block their path. To avoid a violent confrontation in the sacred territory, the Prophet PBUH took a difficult, rocky route and halted his followers at a well-known location called Hudaybiyyah. While camped there, tensions rose significantly. The Prophet PBUH sent Uthman ibn Affan, R.A., into the city to explain that the Muslims only wanted to perform pilgrimage. When Uthman did not return for several days, a rumor spread that he had been murdered. In response, the Prophet PBUH sat under a tree and took a solemn pledge from his followers, known as the Pledge of Ridwan, Bay'ah al-Ridwan, where they promised to stand by him until death. This display of absolute loyalty terrified the Quraysh, who quickly sent a negotiator named Suhail ibn Amr to draft a peace agreement. During the drafting, the Quraysh were stubborn. They even forced the Prophet, PBUH, to remove his title Messenger of Allah from the document and simply use his name, Muhammad, son of Abdullah. To the surprise of many companions, the Prophet, PBUH, agreed to this and other seemingly biased conditions for the sake of long-term peace. The final treaty contained 4 major terms. There would be a 10-year period of peace, no war. The Muslims would return to Medina immediately without performing Umrah, but could return for 3 days the following year. Any person from Mecca who fled to Medina to join the Muslims must be returned, but any Muslim who fled to Mecca would not be sent back. And finally, all other Arab tribes were free to join an alliance with either side. At the time, the Muslims felt defeated and humiliated, particularly Umar ibn al-Khattab, who questioned why they were accepting such a low deal. Even a heartbreaking moment occurred when Abu Jandal, the son of the negotiator Suhail, arrived in chains begging the Muslims to save him from Mecca, but the Prophet, PBUH, was forced to send him back to honor the freshly signed treaty. However, the end of this story is one of total success. As the Muslims traveled back to Medina, Allah revealed Surah Al-Fath, the victory, declaring the treaty a clear victory. The logic behind this was that the peace allowed the Muslims to mix freely with other tribes and talk about Islam without the fear of being attacked. Because people saw the character and peaceful nature of the Muslims, the number of people who converted to Islam in the next 2 years was greater than all the years before combined. Famous warriors like Khalid bin Walid and Amr ibn al-As converted during this period. Eventually, the Quraysh broke the treaty by supporting a tribe that attacked a Muslim ally. This breach gave the Prophet PBUH the legal right to march on Mecca in 630 CE with an army of 10,000 men, a force so large that Mecca surrendered without a fight. Thus, the unfair Treaty of Hudaybiyyah was the master key that unlocked the final victory for Islam.